The COVID-19 podcast series on Asake Online. Give us the best COVID-19 podcast series on Asake Online. You are listening to the COVID-19 podcast series brought to you by Asake Online.
A wonderful day to you all, and I am your host, Richard Shumba from the Midlands Province, Gweru, Zimbabwe. And welcome to our Asake podcast series where we are going to unpack community issues. And today we'll be discussing about COVID-19, why people are not wearing masks, and what the youth can do during this lockdown to create positive change. So with me in conversation, I am joined by a vibrant youth, Takuza Samembere. How are you, Mr. Takuza Samembere? And please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you very much, Mr. Richard Shumba. As you have said, my name is Simon Beretta Kudzo, and I'm humbled to be part of this platform and podium you're giving me. So Takuzo Simon is born and bred in Gweru. I'm a sustainable development goals advocate, youth advocate, as well as a master of ceremonies.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samembere, for that. On to my first question. Please tell us how you are coping during this lockdown and how you're managing to entertain yourself while also observing social distance and COVID-19 guidelines.
Thank you very much, Mr. Richard Shumba. Surely, COVID-19 is not something we can say we are coping up. Neither is the lockdown, but really we are trying by all means to adhere to the COVID-19 regulations, as well as trying to make sure that at least we come up with something. So we're trying by all means to do some things virtually, since we're people who are proactive and doing all sorts of things that are developmental. We try by all means to go around the places. We do roadshows, we do awareness campaigns, some physically, some online. So that is something we have been really doing. But realistically, it's very true that it's not something which you can cope to. COVID-19 is a huge pandemic, and it has affected us economically as well as socially. So we're trying by all means to make sure that we keep on aligning ourselves to the World Health Organization guidelines, as well as the Ministry of Health and Childcare regulations. But really, it's not a good moment for us as people involved in the sustainable issues. We are facing a lot of challenges, but the solution is we keep on keeping on.
Yes, very true. The solution is to keep on keeping on. And as I proceed, we've noticed that most people, particularly personally, I've noticed that most people, are not wearing masks and are not, are just taking it for granted. So, from your perspective, why do you think people are not actually wearing masks, and what do you think can be done to conscientize people for them to wear masks and adhere to COVID-19 regulations?
Thank you very much. At times it's a matter of ignorance. The reason why a lot of people are not wearing masks, they only want to wear them when they see the police officers or the security personnel. But a lot of people are very ignorant and they don't even care about those face masks. But I believe we need to implement a policy that makes sure that everyone wears a face mask, because you see, it is making us as a country to increase the cases of COVID-19, because to be honest with you, COVID-19 is real and it's not a joke. It's something that is being infected across all dividends, from young people to the older generation, and you see that most people are not wearing these face masks. So what is needed is from the health department to align itself with the security department and put stiff penalties to those that are not adhering to these COVID-19 regulations. You can even see that people are always in bunches having fun and stuff, and that's where the most perpetration of COVID-19 is. So what we need is to make serious progress and adhere to the COVID-19 regulations and make sure that there is good health and well-being, especially that's stipulated in the Sustainable Development Goal number 3, which talks about good health and well-being. We need to adhere to that if we are to achieve a health standard for each and everyone in Zimbabwe and the world as a whole.
Very true what you are outlining, that people are supposed to adopt and adjust to the new normal, which is to wear social masks and to sanitize and to social distance. But what do you think, as a youth, Mr. Takuzo Samembere, could be, the role that the youth can take in creating positive change during this lockdown?
Yeah, thank you very much. The youth constitute over 60% of the population on the demographic dividend, and that alone is a sign that the youth have a huge role to play when it comes to issues to do with development. So, what I urge the youth is for them to participate highly in these COVID-19 awareness campaigns. They are empowering knowledge to others. They make use of the social media handles. They, give awareness to various peers, and they should also be involved in policy making, and they should also adhere to issues that are related to COVID-19. They should participate and promote issues of such magnitude. So what I believe is that the young people have the power, they have the knowledge, and they should utilize all those human capital resources to their advantage and help others, and also go out there in the fields. Volunteerism is also very important when it comes to these issues of COVID-19 awareness. So as the youth, they have a huge role to play in terms of development.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taku, for that. On to my last question. What myth or belief about COVID-19 that you'd want to demystify, that people have circulated and made it to be true, which is actually not, that you'd want to demystify?
So there have been a lot of myths and conspiracies, really, and the first one I would like to demystify is that when you drink a lot of lemon and stuff, you won't catch COVID-19, or that when you live in a place where there's too much sunshine or there's so much humid, you are prone to COVID-19. Reality is that COVID-19 is a pandemic that is infected through various means, and the best way we can do is that we adhere to the World Health Organization regulations. That alone can be very effective towards curbing COVID-19. So really we cannot talk about COVID-19 and all those myths which are coming along from various people indeed. So we have to make sure that we keep on safeguarding ourselves, adhering to social distancing, putting on a face mask, and a lot of issues that are happening now are because people are putting a lot of myths towards COVID-19. So we have to remove that mindset and make sure that we live the way that is possible and avoid being infected with COVID-19. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samembere, for taking your time to be with us on our platforms. And to the listeners, thank you very much for taking your time to listen to this podcast. My name is Richard Shumba, and this podcast was brought to you by Asake, which seeks to empower community voices. Thank you.